Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of A Star is Born in Gore! That's right, and today on A Star is Born in Gore, we ask what current-day millionaire heartthrob got their start in the 1991 installment of the cult favorite creature feature franchise, Critters 3, and as always, buzz in with your name.
Fuego!
Fuego, go ahead.
Was it Jennifer Aniston?
Ooh, no, I'm sorry. That was a totally different furry little killer, the leprechaun. Susie, go ahead.
Simple. It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right, Susie.
Yes.
Josh, tell her what she's won.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Slaughter.
I mean, Fuego here.
Continuing our coverage of the Critters series leading up to the release of Critters: A New Binge coming out on Shudder this very week.
Yep.
As this review comes out to you guys. And so we are going to be talking about Critters 3 this time. So let's get into it, guys. Our overall thoughts. This, unfortunately, has placed itself in the bottom of the Critters franchise for me. It's my least favorite of the movies.
Truly.
It's not terrible, but it's not on par with, definitely not on par with the first two, and not even as fun, I think, as the fourth one, although it's clear in the fourth one they had much less to work with than they did in the third one, so...
They did so much more.
Yeah, it's so weird to think about that, but yeah, overall, I thought Critters 3 starring Leo DiCaprio in a supporting role, in his first supporting role ever.
Leo DiCaprio.
I thought it was just okay. Susie?
Seeing it now, not when it came out, seeing Leonardo DiCaprio as that was the most exciting thing for me. Other than that, I could care less. It really wasn't anything spectacular. Too many movies.
Didn't capture your attention like the first two?
No, I mean, even Billy Zane was in the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, I know that guy, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the most you got out of this,
yep,
was I know that guy?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I know that guy.
Right.
Oh my god, look at him, he's super young.
Fuego, your thoughts?
This was the one that honestly aggravated me the most because they tried to move it into a different area. You know, was it Grover's Mill? Is that or something mill?
Grover's Bend or something.
Grover's Bend. Anyway, so the main place where they had the first two films, they were like, yeah, let's just move it away from that. And they just really had a cameo from Charlie, right? Mm-hmm. At the very beginning where all
he shows up towards the end too.
But yeah, I was going to get to that without spoiling and stuff. But, I mean,
Charlie's the only consistent character in all the movies.
He is, and he bookends this movie without spoiling anything, which is really actually good. But everything else is bad, man. Especially with just the choice of an apartment complex and the nasty, like, oh my god, I don't even give a crap kind of.
Oh, that guy was the worst.
That guy was the absolute worst. And then the one girl even gives him credit. She's like, yeah, but that vest game is on point though, because he's got like the vest going down. But man, this
is like the maintenance guy.
And it
or
was
whatever.
the weirdest look of the critters in the entire franchise too, because they made them a little bit bigger. For whatever reason.
Well, look, the critters in Part 4 were from Part 3. They were limited resources.
But I felt like they looked a little more consistent to the first two films.
I agree.
Movie,
this one, they really leaned on. They made a sort of lead critter that had a shock of white hair, like Stripe in the first Gremlins.
Gremlins,
like, especially since this came out right after Gremlins 2, so they were really. I'm wondering if this came out theatrically.
It's a knockoff.
I don't think it did. I know 4
a horrible knockoff.
I know 4 was direct to video. So
yeah, well, no, I think they both might have been. I'm not sure. They were literally filmed back to back. There was a week off for the crew in between filming 3 and 4, and they had run out. They had run the budget that they had for both movies. I found this out watching the documentary for the fourth one.
Which is what
the budget they had for both movies got spent almost entirely on Part 3. So all they had left were resources. Resources left over from Part 3 to repurpose all the apartment is the spaceship and the space station.
With the
they literally just they converted all of that stuff into the new set.
I can honestly say that explains a lot.
Yeah.
It's totally justifiable because both of them were shit.
Yeah, they weren't great.
Yeah, but I feel like 4
was more fun.
4 captured the essence of the series better, especially.
Well, we'll get into 4 when we get to 4. So 3,
yeah, man, as a whole, it just didn't work.
Yeah, and here's the thing: 3 added something else that was very strange to me. It added the main big critter somehow had the Sonic the Hedgehog ability to stay still and rev up before shooting up of an air or a laundry chute or shooting across a rooftop at someone. Apparently, they can spin themselves up like Sonic the Hedgehog before firing themselves. It was very weird. It's the only time it's ever happened, and it was 1991, near after Sonic came out. Yeah, exactly. So that was a very weird addition. So there were just a lot of weird choices made in this one, including the fact that Charlie is just bookending it. He's not actually throughout it. We get the story of... I guess we should mention the story. It's this family moving to a new home, and the dad is, I guess, a trucker, and so the kids are lamenting the fact that their father always goes away, and so that's the big emotional investment that we have. That mother by the end, mother has died, right? And so they don't like the fact that the father has to leave to make the money, and so that all plays into an effect and. All of this stuff happens the night before the dad's supposed to go on his trip, all this stuff. It's just very convenient, very contrived, and not all that interesting, unfortunately, story-wise. So,
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuego, your thoughts on the story?
Yeah, the slowing of your interest says so much, man, because of the fact that this was, for me, the most boring and just pointless Critters movie, especially because it was a means to an end.
Not pointless, it has to be there for Charlie's story.
It was a bridging gap for Charlie, and yet the fact that he's not in the bulk of the movie when he was in the first 2, and he was such a pivotal part of the 4th one also.
It's like, hey, we're going to go see a Batman movie, except he's going to be in the opening act and the closing act, and then nothing else. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, let's bring back DiCaprio when we get to the... I did not like the framing device of the fact that, it's these vile property owners who are just going to...
property owner who's just a stepfather.
Yeah, well, I know, and then he has DiCaprio with him, who is the stepson and everything, and he's trying to show him...
Let me show you how to make
show
money.
him the ropes of being insensitive and just not giving a flip about
really
everybody who lives there with you, and it's just...
It's terrible.
And the silliness of the critter scenes, it didn't, based on all the crappiness and all the other scenes with the humans, it didn't come off as endearingly and fun in the first 2 like it did, where the critters are food fight and all the other crap.
They tried to keep it laughable. Even the crew says that the 4th one went way more serious than even the 3rd one did.
I liked the seriousness of the 4th one.
Yeah, see that I think it worked to its favor. I think this one tried to be too much like the first 2, and it failed because it didn't have the talent behind it. So I think that the story was just kind of blah. The acting. DiCaprio is okay, I guess. I mean, he's very young. He's pre-Basketball Diaries.
Just one of the scenes. Oh my god! Did you see Leonardo DiCaprio in Critters 3? Oh my god, he's so young. That's about it.
That's about all there is to say about it. And the rest of the acting is just nowhere near worth talking about, except Charlie, who plays Charlie.
Yeah, everybody else in the building, whether it's... I still found the guy who got killed very funny. I thought that the New Yorker, I'm just the guy, I'm the landlord, I'm the guy who fixes everything, and I just don't give a crap, whatever. God. He was so amusingly stereotyped to me.
That got rid of the rats, and then he's the one setting the rats loose on the building.
I was waiting for him to die. He actually was the epitome of what a movie like this is for me, where it's I just want this guy to die, and I can't wait to see him die because he's such a piece of crap, and whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, it's so even the kills weren't that inventive, unfortunately.
This was good. Everybody, there's not really much else beyond him.
No, there's really
it's all like I said in the first 2 reviews. It's all maiming. But
they get away for the most part.
The fat woman goes downstairs and she gets maimed.
The dad gets maimed.
The dad gets maimed. There's like not a lot of high stakes in these movies, you know. I'm sorry.
Sticking with that New Yorker guy.
I'm just going.
Yeah,
with
no,
it.
this movie is not that great. The effects, I mean, it's not worse than the other Critters movies. It's just not as
good.
Like, yeah, no, I guess it is worse then by definition.
Well, it's just poorly utilized for me, you know. And it,
Okay,
honestly,
Jaime, you separate.
Oh, it's trying to be kind,
sorry,
but no, it's not as entertaining at all.
No.
it
There's not as
lingers
many.
on them too much in this for me. You know, with their like.
There's a
little-
lot less talking too. It's a lot more of them, but they don't show as much actual dialogue and what their plans are and things like that, like they did in the first two movies.
That's a really good point, and they come back to that in the fourth one. In the third one, they seem like just dumb carnivorous creatures as opposed to these like scoundrels of the galaxy like we see them in the first two. You know, they are not that in Critters 3. In Critters 3, they are just munch machines that nobody really could give two flips about, man.
Yeah.
I would like to say two.
I'll say couldn't give two fucks about.
There you
And
go.
the music isn't that great. The sound design is just okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing to write home about. I mean,
4 isn't great, man, but 4 is way better than
yeah.
this.
I mean, we keep talking about 4, so why don't we get to our review of 4? So let's just close this one out for 3. Why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below if you disagree with us. Do you actually enjoy 3 more than we're giving it credit for? Have you not watched it recently? Should you rewatch it before giving us your opinion? Probably. Because if you're basing it on memory, trust me, it's not as good as you remember. I can attest to that. So let us know in the comments down below what you thought. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
Gracias. I've been having fun.
Thank you guys very much. And until next time, remember, stay scared.